What's going on, guys, and welcome to a special video here where I'm going to let you decide how I make my episodes for my FIFA 17 Manager Career Mode due to start next week. Now, you can still vote for the team. That poll is due to end on Saturday morning. I'll leave a link to it in the description as well. But in this video, I'm going to let you customize how the series is made by voting in several different polls, which will be in the description. I did this for my Hamburg save, so I thought I'd give you the chance once again to tell me how I should make my episodes in my first manager career in FIFA 17. There are 7 different things that I want you to vote for and decide, but you don't have to vote for everything if you don't want to. However, I would encourage it, as I want to do my best to ensure the episodes I make are tailored to suit your liking. So the 7 things are episode length, commentary style, background music, speech bubbles, displaying comments, pre-contract limitations, and also training drills as well. So without further ado, let's get straight to it, and you guys can decide how I make my episodes in my first FIFA 17 Manager Career Mode. So the first thing I want you guys to decide is how long my episodes are in this upcoming series. Now, ordinarily, I try to make sure my episodes are around 10 to 12 minutes long, but I know some people prefer longer episodes as well, so I'm totally fine to do that if you would like. And again, to vote in these polls, I should explain a minute ago, it's very simple. It's the same format as normal. Just open up the description and you'll see links to the polls next to the titles of the category. So yeah, for the episode length, would you like them to be around my normal length, around 10 to 12 minutes, or a little bit longer than that, or possibly even longer, around 15 minutes plus? Let me know by voting in the first poll, and now let's move on to the second one. Now, the second thing I want you guys to decide is how I commentate over the episodes during this series. Now, I can either do a mix of post and live commentary. I can either do post for the vast majority of episodes and games, but also some live commentaries for the really important games like the cup finals and the final day, or I can do a fully live series. Ordinarily, I'll do post commentary for the normal games, but live commentaries for the more important games, like in my Rayo save right now, so like top of the table clashes or big European nights, plus cup finals and final days. Or I can revert back to what I used to do back in the day, which is post commentary for all the games, but only live commentary for like cup finals or final days. Or if you would like, because I know that post commentary does seem like an outdated format nowadays, and live commentary is becoming more popular, I can do live commentaries for every single game during the series. It's totally up to you. So a mixture of post and live commentary for the more important games, plus cup finals and final days and whatnot, post commentary for the vast majority of games, and just live commentary save for the cup finals and the final days, the very important games, the really most important games, or a full live series with the games commentated live. Let me know in that poll, and you can decide how I commentate during this series. And as we move on to the third thing you guys can vote on, this is background music. Now, of course, sometimes I'll use background music like in my Hamburg save, but for the most part, I tend to avoid it. But I know it is becoming more and more popular in YouTube series, so because of that, I thought I would give you guys the option. The background music you'll hear is what you'll be hearing right now. It's pretty easy listening, really. It's kind of cool music, but it's also not going to damage your ears too much. It's quite easy music to listen to, really. And as background music, I think it fits quite nicely. So if you'd like, I'm happy to bring background music to this series like I did in my Hamburg save. If you enjoyed that, it won't be during the game, so it won't distract you too much, but it will be post-game, pre-game, and during like the emails, running through the training drills and whatnot. That's when you'll hear the background music that you'll be hearing right now. So background music, do you want me to bring it back or do another series without background music? It's totally up to you. Let me know by voting in that poll. And as we move into the fourth thing you guys can vote on, this is speech bubbles. Now, of course, if you watch my Hamburg save or my Torino save from FIFA 15, you would know what the speech bubbles are, but just in case you need a reminder, I will give you something on the screen right now which will basically sum up when the speech bubbles came in. Effectively, speech bubbles, you'd see them 2 or 3 times per episode. It's like a stat, really, that I may not mention in the commentary, or possibly a question for you guys to answer in the comment section down below. Speech bubbles make the series a bit more interactive, but some people find them quite distracting. So because of that, I thought I'd give you guys the options. Do you want speech bubbles to be in this career mode, or do you want me to scrap them? Let me know by voting in the poll. Once again, it's totally your choice. The fifth thing I want you guys to vote on is whether I display comments from time to time in episodes as well. Now, of course, I did this in my Hamburg save. Once again, there will be a reminder for you on the screen right now as to when they usually came in. It was usually at the start of the episode. I'd either answer a question that someone gave me in the comment section down below, and I wanted to answer it for everyone's benefit that will be watching the video, or possibly me just showing a comment I liked. It was kind of funny or something like that. So displaying comments, yes or no, at the start of videos from time to time. Let me know by voting in the poll, and I'm happy to bring that back if you'd like. And the penultimate thing I want you guys to vote on is whether I have a limit to the amount of players I can sign on pre-contracts. Now, pre-contracts are a bit of a controversial subject, I suppose. Some people think they're really awesome to use, really beneficial, a great way of improving your side on the cheap year after year. But some people think it makes a series way too easy when, for example, like in my Watford save, I was able to sign a player like Neymar on a pre-contract, for example. So because of that, I'm going to give you guys the chance to possibly limit the amount of players I can sign on pre-contracts. As you guys know, typically I do tend to sign quite a few, so because of that there will be a limit to be decided, and you guys can decide that is how many players I'm allowed to sign on pre-contracts. So in the poll you'll see there's a limit. I can either sign a maximum of 3 players, maximum of 2 players, a maximum of 1 player, not allowed to sign anyone on pre-contracts, or no limit whatsoever, and I can sign as many players as I want. So this is basically just something I thought I'd include for you guys, so you can decide whether I'm allowed to sign as many pre-contracts as I want as per usual, have a limit on the amount I can do, again 3, 2 or 1 per season, or none whatsoever throughout the entire series. Totally up to you. You guys can choose how challenging it can be or not at all, and again vote in the poll and decide whether I have limitations on players I can sign on pre-contracts. And the 7th and final thing I want you guys to decide is how many slots I can allocate to 1 player in my training drills. Now, of course, training was introduced in FIFA 16. Some people really like it. It's a cool new feature, but a lot of people say that it's really overpowered. So because of that, I'm willing to make sure that you guys can choose whether I'm allowed to abuse the training on just 1 player, like I did for players like Valente and Ryan Talla, for example, by allocating all the slots to that 1 player, or whether I'm only allowed a certain amount of slots to give to 1 player per training session. So it's totally up to you. I can have no limit whatsoever, so I can allocate as many slots to 1 player as I like, or I can have just 4, 3, 2 or 1 slots available to any 1 player during these training drills. So this basically would make things harder for me to develop just 1 player in particular, and again it would eliminate the possibility of me training a player, overtraining them and making them super overpowered as they progress really quickly. So again, I'm happy to limit the amount of sessions, or slots I should say, I can allocate to any 1 player at one time. It's totally up to you. Let me know by voting in the poll. And that is basically it, guys. So I want to say a big thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, but really, let's be honest here, this isn't really worthy of a like. What I'm asking for in today's episode is not your support by likes, but mainly just your votes by voting in the polls in the description. As I said at the start of the video, you don't have to vote on every single section if you don't want to. If you're not bothered about speech bubbles or pre-contract limitations, for example, you don't have to vote in those polls, but I really would encourage you guys to vote in as many as you possibly can, because I want to tailor this series to your liking. I did this with my Hamburg save. I let you guys customize how I made the episodes, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed that save, mainly because of that too. So in this series, it's the exact same. I want you guys to customize this series. Tell me how you want me to make the episodes in this series, and I'm more than happy to oblige and do that for you. So that's basically that. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and again, I hope you do vote in as many categories as possible. If you need any help whatsoever, if I wasn't clear on any of these sections, or if I just skip things over a little bit too quickly, feel free to leave me a comment. Someone can either help you out, or I'll try and respond as well, and I'll try and clear things up better for you. But otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please do make sure you vote in as many of the polls as possible. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to get started on my FIFA 17 career mode next week.